And actually, I think we have the mic set up now. Hugh, can you hear us? We're gonna go in. We're gonna take it to Virginia via satellite, where we got Hugh on the phone. Hey, Hugh.
Hey, good evening, Jim. Thanks for having me. First off, before I get started, I wanted to say that I love your show, man. It's great. I think this is an excellent way to keep the league informed on current events and just general happenings of the league. So this is good stuff, really good stuff. Um, okay, so let's get right to it. The reason I'm here is I wanted to talk about a recent trade that was made between my team, the People of Walmart, and Chuck Fuller's team, Legion of Doom. And I just the epic, I mean, epic emo behavior that ensued after this was frankly quite disturbing. Um, I can't say I'm too surprised. I mean, this league certainly has a history of emo issues in the past. Um, whether it be, oh, Hugh Laurie raped somebody in a trade, or, I refuse to play under Yambag management, or my team sucks, so I need a 1 week sabbatical to get away from the MHL. You name it, we got it. These types of things have been happening, but this particular exchange that occurred in the past 24 hours over this trade has put all prior emo activity to shame. I mean, this was ridiculous. And I just want to try to clear it up as best I can. So, for the record, my initial intent regarding a trade was to trade with the Band of Beards or the Moose Knuckles team. And I was actually in private talks with both Captain Kick Out the Jam and Captain Yambag for a couple of days trying to strike a deal that sent me a forward in exchange for defense. Unfortunately, I made the fail at the draft of taking. I actually drafted four left defensemen and a lack of forwards because, ironically, in the last draft, a lot of people went gung ho on forwards, and JJ was the only smart captain that actually drafted a bunch of D men. So I didn't want to make that mistake. So I drafted mostly defensemen, and then I ended up with just one or two forwards. So my goal going into this was pretty simple. It was I wanted to trade defense for offense. So to make a long story as short as possible, Kick Out the Jam made it very clear right off the bat that he wasn't interested in trading anyone at this time. He wanted to start the season and see how it went. So that didn't work. Fair enough. Then I decided, against my better judgment, to speak with Band of Beards management and imagine my crazy shock when Yambag initially declined any trade offers, then changed his mind not even an hour later and presented an offer, and then went back and changed his mind again and declined. I mean, it's not like he hasn't already done that 20 times in the past, right? So anyway, um, I've experienced difficulty trying to trade with him before, and he, he he's very much a flip flopper on trading, so it's kind of hard to deal with it. So I finally said, screw it. Just for shits and giggles, I'll throw this by Chuck Fuller because I know he's a fan of McGilla, as they've played a lot of club. And so I just threw the idea out there, seeing if we could find anything. So this was Thursday that we started talking, and these talks actually went on for 36 hours. But Chuck Fuller and I started talking, just discussing what each of our teams were looking for and what we were interested in. And actually, contrary to MHL belief, Fuller's team was lacking defense. Okay, some people keep saying that he drafted a ton of defenders. He didn't. His team had one or two defenders max, and my team was lacking offense. Cap'em, aka Cap Them, and I'm sure he's known as other names. He's considered by many to be a top five forward in this league, and even though um, And the funny thing is, I mean, he is a great forward. He's probably a top five statistically for sure, but he's not that active. I mean, let's just call it how it is. The dude plays maybe 50% of the time. Um, McGilla is considered by me, Fuller, and anyone else who has a clue as a top 10 defenseman in this league. Granted, he's new, so some people don't know that much about him, but I've played multiple club games with this guy, and he's solid. I've even gone on record and compared him to some MHL veterans such as Tom Bonzo and Jim Halligan. Um, I've actually compared him to them on the record. Uh, so so basically, let me get off track here, but so just straight up, let's assume we had just done this thing straight up. McGilla for Capum. I still don't see how even that would be that bad of a deal, considering McGilla is full time active, top notch defenseman. But to sweeten the deal, I also agreed to part with a second defenseman who's got goaltending experience on his resume. That would be Paris Hilton. He has a very solid goaltender, solid defenseman, and if you look at the Legion of Doom's situation, they have a solid starting goaltender. Actually, the first pick in the draft, Ocho, who just had a kid. So his activity level is, for lack of a better term, questionable. I mean, I'm sure he's going to try to play when he can, but it's always nice to have multiple defensemen, I'm sorry, multiple goalies, unless Fuller himself wants to go in the pipes, which is certainly an option. um, all right, let's see. So what else? So those are kind of the main factors. Like I said, I was short of forward, and one of my teammates, Marty McFly, informed me that him and Captain actually used to play on the same club together. So my motivation behind trying to get Capum was to have two forwards to combine with Mike McDonald, my center, and have some, kind of preset chemistry on the top line. So that's kind of where I was going with this. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much the thick of it. That I outlined the main factors. There are several things that went into this trade. And it, frankly, the whole MHL perception, just like hearing from people talk about who is good, who is good and who's not good, is pretty funny. I've heard some people claim so and so is a good player when frankly they suck, and vice versa. I've heard people claim someone sucks who's actually top notch. So I think all this emo activity that goes down after trades is usually put to rest after the first week or two when things settle down. So I am just hoping that everyone just calms down and just plays this thing out and just see what happened. I mean, Fuller Fuller got reamed all day today on the forums, and he's pretty pissed. Like he's going to come out gunning now in every game, and I'm looking forward to some of those matchups. Not going to lie. So, um, and this is just a side note for all the waiver players. I will probably be looking to add a waiver player or two, but definitely one sometime in the next couple days, as my roster is now at 8 players. One of which is our CIO, Jay Canuck, who is hardly ever online. Capum, who is semi-active, and then I got a few others who are, um, let's just say, have limited availability. Um, so, waiver wire guys, stay tuned. I might be calling you up for either a waiver pickup or one of those one-time waiver ads. So just be on standby on nights when the people of Walmart have a game and you may get called up to play. So that's pretty much it. I wish all of the teams good luck this season. And again, Jim, I really appreciate you letting me come on here and try to explain what went down. And I hope to be on your show again sometime. This was great. Thanks and take care.